My name is Fernando Reimers, and I am the Ford Foundation Professor of the Practice of International Education at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. I am delighted to join many of you in celebrating International Literacy Day on September the 8th of 2018. And as many of you know, International Literacy Day is being celebrated since 1968 because at the 14th General Assembly of UNESCO in 1967, it was agreed that we would mark a day every year on September the 8th to signal the importance of literacy, the significance of developing the capacity to understand the written word. And not only because of Literacy Day, but because of the work of many of you who lead the global education movement, the world has experienced a dramatic transformation over the last 7 decades. Before the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted in 1948, and the right of education was included in that declaration, only 1 out of 2 persons in the world had the opportunity to set foot in a school at a time when there were 2.5 billion people on this planet. And today, that number is 9 out of 10 at a time when there are 7.5 billion people on this planet. And this dramatic change, this dramatic increase in the opportunity to access school happened because many people made it their business to work day in and day out in advancing opportunities to be educated, which begin with the opportunity to learn to read and write with understanding to everyone. And that effort, that movement was absolutely a global effort in which people from different countries, in different institutions, exercise collective leadership in bringing this transformation of humanity about. To celebrate International Literacy Day, I will be making this book, One Student at a Time, Leading the Global Education Movement, available for free on Kindle on September the 8th. And this book talks about this global movement and how it transformed humanity. But it also highlights the work of the graduates of the International Education Policy Program at the Harvard Graduate School of Education in leading that transformation, in leading that movement. I hope this book will inspire many of you, and it will remind all of you that we're in this task together, that it is this cosmopolitan aspiration of making the world better, uniting efforts across the borders of nations and institutions that has made this achievement possible. In this video, you will see examples of the ways in which a number of the graduates of the International Education Policy Program advance the right to education and the opportunity to learn to read and write with understanding around the world. And they do that at many levels, working in schools, creating programs that support schools, supporting teachers, developing curriculum, helping governments develop policies that promote literacy. I hope that these examples will show how universities are at their best when the work they do is about improving the world around them, outside their walls. And this university, Harvard, it does many things of this sort, which are about extending the work that we do and engaging the members of our community in reaching out to others throughout all kinds of boundaries. And in this particular program, it's a great privilege to work with the students in the International Education Policy Program, whose mission, whose commitment is to serve the most disadvantaged students around the world and give them the opportunity to develop voice and to develop agency as a result of being educated. And literacy is absolutely the foundation of that process. I will also be making available at no cost on Kindle on September the 8th this book published last year, which is research that I have conducted over the last decade, examining the relationship between literacy skills and the competencies that are necessary to participate as a citizen in society, to be a contributor, to join with others in improving the communities of which one is a part. And lastly, I will also be making available a series of children's books, which I have begun to write, that have the intention of promoting conversations across generations around simple things, around the values that make it possible for all of us to live together in ways that include everyone and where everyone feels that they belong and that their unique identities are valued and appreciated by others. And my main goal with these books is to provide those who read them an opportunity to enjoy simple stories, but also to have conversations about these stories in a series of questions that I have proposed at the end of these books. So these books will also be available for free on Kindle on September the 8th. Thank you for the work that each of you does to extend the opportunity to learn to read and write with love and understanding to every person. And I invite you to ask, how could you do more? And how could you join efforts with others so that we extend this right, this opportunity to every member of the human family? Thank you.
My name is Paula Cruzat. I am a graduate of the International Education Policy Program 2010. Providing opportunities for all people to become literacy is a human right that talks about equality in learning opportunities. The way my foundation, Crecer con Todos, contributes is through the program called Primero Lee Literacy Program from pre-K to 4th grade. This program is actually implemented in Chile with 10,000 students and 100 schools. Now we are preparing the scaling up process, and next year we will reach 30,000 students with a partnership with the Education Ministry of Chile.
Hi, my name is Michael Listman, 2005 graduate of the International Education Policy Program at Hugsy. I currently work for USAID in the Bureau for Latin America and the Caribbean as the head of the Office of Education. And I've come to believe firmly that providing opportunities for all people to become literate is extremely important. It's very clear to me that learning to read provides the foundation for all future learning. And at USAID, we've prioritized learning to read in the early grades, particularly for disadvantaged populations in developing countries. We work to produce measurable improvement in student reading in programs that have reached over 75 million children across the world. And we focus on 5 things: improving teaching techniques and learning materials, supporting relevant assessments to measure reading skills, maximizing instruction time spent on reading, supporting instruction in native languages, particularly in the early grades, and promoting parental and community involvement in early reading. For me and your friends at USAID, happy International Literacy Day.
Hi everyone, my name is Ghazal Gulati and I graduated from the International Education Policy Program in 2015. The global movement to promote literacy is extremely important. Providing opportunities for all people, especially young children, to become literate is crucial. This is because without literacy, people are denied the basic foundation that will allow them to pursue whatever their hearts desire and to be the best version of themselves. Through my own work at the Meraki Foundation in India, I work and empower under-resourced parents in low-income communities. This empowerment aims to improve the cognitive and socio-emotional skills of their young children, ultimately leading to better literacy outcomes. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nelly Zayed. I'm a graduate of the International Education Policy Program in 2012. I come from a country that has suffered for many years from high illiteracy rates, Egypt. But I'm also proud to say that right now in Egypt, we're working on a huge system-wide transformation whereby there will be designated time slots embedded in the new curriculum specifically for literacy in the early grades, which I believe will have a huge positive impact. We're also, for the first time in a very long time, reintroducing the concept of reading for pleasure in Egyptian public schools. Meanwhile, at home, I read to my 2 young children, and I encourage them both to read and to appreciate the value of reading in both their mother tongue, Arabic, and in English. I'm obviously a strong believer in the importance of raising literacy rates and the prospects it has on the economy and on the individuals.
Hi, I'm Suman Barua. I'm a graduate of the International Education Policy Program of 2016. And I think we need to provide opportunities to promote literacy, because at the end of the day, we are human beings. I strongly believe that to achieve the global development goals and to work together as people in this world, we have to be able to communicate with each other, and literacy in any language or being able to express ourselves is definitely the most important tool for the same. I am working towards providing opportunities for literacy by running an education non-profit here in Mumbai, India, and we run 2 programs specifically in this direction. One is a school program where we bring excellent quality education to the urban slums, and we also run a youth program where we teach basic to advanced English, computer and life skills to youth, which helps them become employable and successful in life. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Bergman and I'm a graduate of the IEP program, class of 2018. Happy World Literacy Day. We believe in the power of literacy to transform communities and the lives of individuals. Literacy allows not only for social mobility, but also economic mobility and full participation in democratic society. But most importantly, I think that literacy is the foundation for engaging students in the process of lifelong learning. For the past 6 years, I've been working with Pangea Educational Development, and we recently launched a new initiative that we're really excited about, known as Pangea Publishing. We're working with communities throughout Uganda to collect and preserve oral stories that have been told from generation to generation, taking these stories and transcribing them, illustrating them, and printing them in the form of children's books. These children's books are then distributed throughout communities through mobile library services, where our mobile librarians engage parents and other community stakeholders through intentional programming that's designed to make sure that parents know how to engage their students in reading at home. We believe it's super important for these communities to see themselves reflected and their stories and their narratives reflected in printed text. And we also know that there's just a lack of access to printed materials. So we're really excited. Hope that you take some time to learn more about our initiative. You can check it out at pangeaeducation.org. And super excited to be a part of this global community that's working to make sure that every child and every student throughout the world has a core literacy foundation to make sure that they can stay fully engaged in their local communities and our global communities. Thanks.
My name is Drew Edwards, and I'm a current student in the International Education Policy Program at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. I believe literacy is important because it allows people to guide their own learning at some point. Rather than trusting and hearing information from other people, they're allowed to become autonomous in their learning. And I think that's fundamental and important for any type of basic empowerment. Now, how I've been trying to contribute to this enterprise is through an organization that I founded about 8 years ago that I'm still working for while I'm in school somehow. And we are doing a couple different things. First and foremost, we're publishing children's books in vernacular languages. They're bilingual, actually, to help transition from vernacular languages to the testing language of English in Uganda. And I have one right here. This is one of 8 that we've made this year, and we're hoping to make 15 by December. These are able to get access to people that don't normally have access to quality reading materials through a collaboration with the Uganda National Library Association. We're working with them to develop a mobile library service to overcome the access gap.
Hi, my My name is Daphne Jean-Francois. I'm a student in the 2018 IEP program. The promotion of literacy is important because it is a passageway to knowledge, and knowledge is an entryway to power, a form of power that should be attainable by everyone. Since 2012, I've committed to the unified goal of advocating global literacy by teaching English in countries around the world, and thus providing access to text printed solely in English. On a more personal note, the way I promote literacy in my own family is by reading to my daughter every morning and every night. I'd like to give a special thanks to Professor Fernando Reamer for providing his children's book series, The Story of Philomena, on Kindle free of charge on September 8th, where we can enjoy the audio version in several different languages, which allows me to encourage my daughter to enjoy and appreciate foreign languages. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Josiah Chen. I'm a student of the International Education Policy Program in 2018. Providing opportunities for all people to become literate is important because it helps to raise people from poverty. Only with literacy, defined as the ability to read and write, a learner can start to communicate better, acquire knowledge more efficiently, and progress on further education. The goal is to learn vocational skill or higher education to improve quality of life and have more upward social mobility. The way I contribute to the collective enterprise of promoting literacy is to sponsor poor students in remote areas in southern China to go to primary school through a charitable organization, Care and Concern Action, based in Hong Kong. For $200, it supports a student for 1 year basic education and living expenses. In the past 5 years, we have sponsored 200 poor students to achieve literacy and basic education.
Hello, my name is Megan Kelly, and I am a student at Harvard Graduate School of Education's Master's Program in International Education Policy. Literacy, in celebration of International Literacy Day, is a very important skill for students to learn because they must be able to identify, interpret, and communicate across multiple cultures and peoples information, whether that be in the print or digital form, so that they can, one, learn about the world around them, and two, be able to improve the conditions of themselves and of others to solve social problems. My work, though limited in this area, has included fostering reading comprehension skills among secondary school students in the United States, and I hope that it extends to students in the developing world after my program finishes. So happy International Literacy Day, everyone. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Franco, and I come from Peru, and I'm a student at the International Education Policy Program for 2018. And I believe that providing literacy opportunities for every person on the planet is crucial, because through this they can raise their voice about important issues in their communities, and they can inspire people and understand better the challenges that we have as humanity ahead and how to contribute. And what we're doing from Peru is that we're reaching remote areas with trained professionals in order for children to learn how to read and write and express their thoughts and channel that energy into the most pressing social issues in their own communities, and through this make a better world for all of us.
My name is Angela. I am a student in the International Education Policy Program in the 2019 cohort. Providing opportunities for everyone to become literate is important because it allows them to participate in a lifelong community of learners that connects people across geographic borders. It also allows everyone to participate in building their local societies. The way I contribute to the collective enterprise of promoting literacy is by creating programs for teacher development and support systems for teachers working with literacy in multilingual settings. Recently in Brazil, I created and implemented a program that aligned literacy across languages of instruction by looking at what students know in both languages when assessing their overall literacy development.
Hi, I am Li Zhou Wang, a student of International Education Policy Program graduating in 2019. I believe that providing opportunities for all individuals to become literate is very important because the ability to read and write empowers people, help them to explore their potentials, discover new knowledge, and achieve their goals in life. The way that I contribute to the collective enterprise of promoting literacy is as follows. In my classroom of teaching economics, I help students to cultivate the ability to use language, numbers, graphs, mobile phones, computers to discover, interpret, and comprehend economics knowledge. Therefore, they become more proficient consumer of contemporary culture and become more engaged citizens in their communities and in wider society.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Evans. I'm a current student in IEP. I am an advocate for high-level academic literacy, no matter socioeconomic background or legal status. Why do I think this is important? In today's geopolitical scene, it seems more critical than ever for students to be able to understand cultural interpretations on the same topic, lean into uncomfortable discourse with fact and evidence to support their claims, and understand subjectivity in writing. The last couple of years I've spent working in institutions that pride themselves on this at NYU Shanghai and Yale and US, and I'm thrilled to be working on a project this year with WISE that supports education access to similar kinds of programs that promote high-level literacy for refugee communities. I look forward to looking at this subject at a policy level at Harvard this year, and I hope to join others in the cause to promote similar levels of access across all levels of literacy. Thanks.